What happens if someone else they resume playing and another player gets hit? What do you is this we start this thing all over again, or moving forward they're going to have some type of game plan about? I mean, there's no way they're going to avoid this, right? Like this thing is not going away.
And that's the thing, a lot of people talk about like flattening the curve, right? I mean, that's what all this is about. This social distancing is not that people aren't going to get sick, but we just don't want everybody getting sick at the same time where we don't have the resources to take care of them. That's the idea. Spread it out. But the fact is, like, the virus can circle around. Once you've had the virus and you get over it, doesn't mean you can't get it again. It doesn't mean that this can't crop up in China and Italy and then the cycle can start over again. So you're exactly right, Scal. There's no guarantee. They can test everybody and start play, and then someone can come down with symptoms and be found, to have the virus, and then we got to shut all this down again. So it's a very, very delicate, fragile thought that we're going to come back and play and that everything's going to be fine. I think that's what people look. When last Wednesday, was it last Wednesday? I was at or was it Tuesday night? Tuesday night, I think it was the last game I went. Yes, Tuesday night, I was at the Lakers-Nets game. And after the game, we were going through all this new protocol with the media staying 6 to 8 feet away from the players in a press room and all that stuff. And meanwhile, I won't say which one of the coaches came out and like bro hugged me, gave me a handshake. I was like, oh, okay, this is weird. And then I saw another player that I know, and we're walking down the hallway together talking. But that player said, I said, how do you feel about, like, you guys, they want you to play, but aren't you risking getting this? And he said, no, we've been told that, we're so healthy that we're not at risk for this to be severe. It's going to be like a flu. And then the second part was there's a 95% chance that we're going to be playing in front of empty arenas by the end of the week. And I had another GM tell me the same thing. Yeah. And that was so mind-boggling to me at the time. Like I tweeted it out, but I almost didn't because I thought, there's no way. Like 2 days from now, we're going to be playing games with no fans? That's not going to happen. And then a day later, like, we're shutting it all down. My point being, like, this has moved so fast and where we are is so mind-boggling that's why, again, I go back to, we keep coming up with these ideas of like what we're going to do and what's going to happen and when we could be playing again. And it's like, I guess we can talk about it, but God, we have no idea. And that's what makes people so uneasy, is that, like, we really have no idea what's going to happen.
Is there a point of no return then, Rick? Like at what point does the NBA just have to say, like, listen, logistically, we just can't finish the season. We're just going to have to wait. Because or do they look at it next year and go, can they somehow split next year's season into 2 seasons? Like, what are the options on the table? Because I'm with you. Like I said, when the 30 days thing came out, I was like, I'll take the over on that easily. And now it's mid-June that it's being reported. I mean. Yeah. That seems like, again, like a best case scenario. And then, again, you're just jumping into playoff games at that point, and you'd have to probably adjust the schedule. But what is the point of no return for where they just say, hey, we can't finish this season, guys? Sorry.
Well, so this is where, again, we're kind of flying blind. But the question is, like, future seasons, certainly next season, is going to be heavily impacted. And then you have to make the decision, do we want to change our business model? Do we look at this as an opportunity to change our business model, as some people have been suggested, where you have more of a December, like you start the season on Christmas Day. We've moved the season up to expand the number of days so we avoid back-to-backs and all that stuff. Hasn't really worked as far as avoiding injury. And as the league takes a hard look at this last year or two and says, man, our ratings are going down, our attendance is going down. Maybe we need to occupy a different segment of the sports calendar. That would be a solution. So start on Christmas Day, and then it would eliminate. Obviously, it would probably eliminate NBA players from playing in the Olympics and whatnot. which most owners would be okay with that. Having their star players, having a built-in excuse for their star players not playing in international competition, they would. I know almost everyone that I've talked to, every owner I've talked to, would welcome that. And so that's where they have to make that decision. I know I'm not answering your question, but it really comes down to, do you want to hit the reset? Like you could play into August and September if you wanted to. And so that means that pretty much if we're not playing by July, end of July, then I don't know that you can fit all of this in. But if you were willing to push back next season and start like a brand new sports calendar, then you could still make that happen.
And you can never walk that back.
No, you can't. And that's with all this stuff. Like that's why, we're coming like with the idea of a tournament. Like on the face of it, I like new things. I like trying new things. I like thinking out of the box. But the NBA has always looked at what precedent are we setting. And so if you had like a college tournament style playoff, I think people would look at it and go, well, but that's not a real championship. Like this year would kind of be a wash. I think what they want to do is they want to try to maintain some semblance so that even in the lockout years, we don't look at those championships and say, oh, well, that doesn't count. Like they had to still win the same number of playoff games. They had to go through the series. Yeah. So like we still count it as the same, even though it probably shouldn't be. The dynamics are different. But if you went really outside of the box, then I think people would look at it and go, okay, well, what are we doing? This is fun, but doesn't really count.